found myself at the University of Chicago Divinity School and was in my first quarter. I mean, I'd been on campus for a couple weeks only and was driving to class and heard Krista Tippett's, at the time, it was called Speaking of Faith podcast, and she was interviewing Ibu. And I pulled the car over. I had this moment of like, what? And so it was almost like this lightning bolt moment where I thought, this is it. This is what I want to do next. This is where I want to be. A moment where I thought, this is where I can be a bridge builder in my own community and where my Christian faith, which is such a core part of my identity, can be the driver. I often say it means everyone from atheist to Zoroastrian and everyone in between, so A to Z. Interfaith America, we cast a very wide and broad definition of religious diversity. And we are, in fact, leading with this expectation that we're going to disagree on some fundamental things. And that's okay. That's the human experience.
Religious diversity is understanding that you have a wide spectrum of beliefs that people will show up with that are most sacred to them. And once you understand that these beliefs are sacred and they are not meant to be changed, the intent is really, how do you create behaviors that can be inclusive of the different beliefs? Interfaith America has played an incredible role in understanding the depth of what this means, to allow and protect what individual sacred beliefs mean within the context of the diversity in which we live in, as well as what it means to model the behaviors that still allow for us to protect those sacred beliefs.
So many folks are just beginning to think about, how does this apply to my context? So our respect, relate, and cooperate framework can be such an asset to them as they engage this aspect of identity for the first time. I think in the early days of building our practice at Interfaith America in the corporate sector, it was a partner who said, look, I'm really steeped in a lot of other theory and practice around diverse identities, but I just haven't touched religion. For many of them, they have a deep personal spiritual connection, but it feels as if that's something you do in your private time or in your personal life. And in some ways, they're right. And how do you acknowledge that so many people derive their meaning and their purpose and their commitment to the work from a deep commitment to a faith or a value system?
And especially in the times that we're living, that's what's needed to be able to even just reinsert compassion and courage back into the business processes of what it means to be human and what it means to serve, and most importantly, what it means to be a leader in these times. And I find that when I'm surrounded by my family and interfaith, that's what shows up. And that's when you can really get through. And we saw it through the pandemic. We've seen it through some of these crises where people can really hone in on that part of their leadership style. People are craving it, and I know that if we create an environment where people can flourish from that lens, there's still so much untapped potential that we have.
We know we're going to disagree, but we are going to find that common ground, and that's where we're going to build from.